Hey traders, back to another recap. So took a gold short today and it's a 3-hour win. Besides that, it's not all beautiful. I'm currently also holding a Aussie and short and it's not moving much. Held this since the Asia session. So held this, dropped a little bit, but still right now come back to my entry. So let's have a look at the gold win first. So I've been holding this trade since yesterday. Technically speaking, it was yesterday midnight. The position got triggered and I'm currently still holding on to the position. So if you've been following up with my weekly meeting, which is a few days ago, I think 3 days ago I uploaded the video, then you pretty much might have caught the exact same setup as well. This is a trade that we share inside our trade club. And not just me, many of our traders also took the same position. Now let's go into the detail. So long story short, I'm currently traveling. So when I'm traveling, I'm not really heavy into my position sizing. One thing is because, again, I don't want to spend my entire travel just looking at my P&L, looking at my MT4. No matter how experienced you are, sometimes if you're on a heavier position size, you will still get caught trying to check your MT4, right? So took the trade only 20 lots short on gold, and it was based on a sell limit order. So I'll go into the key detail here. So the main reason why we have started to look for potential sell on gold, it was mainly because of this massive leg, this massive bear leg down. So we call this an official right side of the V. Right side of the V simply means everything. If I put on I don't need to put on the replay. Let me just put on the horizontal line here. So if I put on the horizontal line, a vertical line, anything before this vertical line is what we call the left side of the V. Right side of the V actually happened when we see a massive break below this previous swing high. So if you look at the daily chart on gold, market has been pretty wild. So we can almost agree that every single pullback, regardless if it's a minor or major pullback, have been recovered so strong for the past 1 to 2 years, since 2024, and in fact since 2023. Ever since COVID-19, everything have changed. So if you go back to the 4-hour, then you can pretty much see that price have been continuously pumping high, low for nearly 1 month. I would say almost 1 month. You can see since beginning of April, 8th of April, we basically just keep pushing higher, broke above that 31.56. When everyone thought it's pretty crazy, we continue forming another bull flag, more continuation to the upside, more bull flag, and more continuation to the upside. So when you see such a parabolic trend, we actually call this a parabolic trend, means a straight line kind of trend, isn't sustainable. So when you see such a parabolic trend, you always get prepared for the opposite party to step in, for the opposite pressure to actually step in. So when sellers came in, when the bearish momentum actually kicked in, I did not participate into any of these moves. Some of our traders actually shorted along the way. I didn't. And I actually took if you go back to my recent recap, you can actually see that I actually had a gold short, also 3-hour win on gold. I was actually shorting gold from, forgot the exact price, but anyway, it was basically just a range trade. So it was a TPF plus a range short, covered my position at the low around 32.76. And yesterday, when price returned into 3339, and in fact, on our weekly meeting, we have already prepared for this setup. So price returned into this 3339 zone, which is what we so-called an intermediate resistance. So we have a key resistance here at 33.57. So when price have already done 1, 2, 3 retests on this resistance, and if we expect to see some short-term selling pressure, we simply do not expect price to return to this area anymore. Why? because the more times price retest into a zone, it is more likely that the zone will eventually be broke out. The zone is actually will eventually get violated. So after we are very confident. I'm personally also again very confident that gold is going to drop in the short term. Not necessarily this is going to be a heavy reversal to the downside from buyers to sellers, but we are expecting some short-term pullback. Very normal, because again, rubber band concept, when something gets so stretchy, we eventually snap, and the further it stretches, the faster it snaps, the more painful it is, right? Just like a rubber band. So price have already tested and rejected and reversed from 33.59 a couple of times. So this time, if I again put a vertical line here, when price pulls back, I expect price to begin finding a lower resistance, which means we print a lower high to continue pushing lower. But anyway, bear in mind, gold is still ranging. It has been ranging between 32.75 and 33.55 for some time, since about 1.5 to 2 weeks ago. And I expect more range in the market. Every single key reversal comes after price fail to push through another high or revisit the high. So listen to this again. Every single heavy reversal comes after a period of so-called exhaustions. This is a term that I use a lot, after exhaustion. So when price failed to, let's not even talk about this 3,500 area. When price formed this lower high here at 33.57, price come back, revisit, failed, come down, go back, couldn't find it again, and we eventually dropped. When price failed to revisit a resistance multiple times, we are almost guaranteed only going to hit lower. Why? Because it's a simple supply and demand logic. Okay, in order for price to push higher, we need more buyers. We need more liquidity. So if price failed to revisit the resistance multiple times, what does that mean? We don't have sufficient buyers, or we simply don't have enough sellers in the market. Okay, so all buyers basically do not agree or disagree with the premium pricing. It's too expensive, no one's gonna buy, that's why it drops. Simple logic. So I took a short here based on the sell limit order, call this inside our trade club. Also talk about this in our weekly meeting. Again, you can go back to the weekly meeting and rewatch it. So yeah, sell limit order at 3339.11. Stop loss was set based on this swing high here. So why was my stop loss not covering this high? One of the common question is because, again, based on our backtesting data and also based on intensive data collection as well. As long as my stop loss can cover this price swing high, and especially if I expect price to not revisit this key swing high here, stop loss placing at 33.62 is more than enough. So again, like I say, usually I trade 50, 100, 200 lots on gold, but this time I'm going lighter because I'm traveling only 20 lots, not something fancy. It's not small, I know. For majority, especially on the retail side, it's not small, but it's not big. It's just probably 20% of my usual size or 30%. So stop loss covering the high. Price did immediately go into some drawdown after my sell limit get triggered, eventually come back down. Then again, this is what we call periods of exhaustion. Price actually exhausted for some time and eventually flushed. So my TP was set simply at 32.69, which is the support zone here. It was because I wasn't confident enough to hold this with an open target. Open target means no TP, just let it run. My biggest concern was still, what if price continues to range? And it happened. So closed it at the low. That's it for 3.03R. So again, not going to talk about the P&L. Do the math, 20 lots, 3R plus, about 695 pips. Then move on to Aussie Yen. So Aussie Yen, I'm still holding on to the trade. Like I say, it's not all beautiful. Holding on to Aussie Yen short based on a TPF formation. Very clean, A plus setup, nothing wrong. We actually formed sort of double top here. flushed down, but we still recovered about 3-4 hours ago, and we're still sitting there. So this is also more of a set and forget setup. So I won't really care about moving my stop loss because I have to respect the strategy, the system. So if this stops me out, then I'll probably take a $10,000 loss. If it doesn't, if it eventually push back down, then you'll probably see me do another recap of the setup. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the recap. I hope you all learned something new. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.